Hi my loves and welcome to your deep body stretch. So today we're going to get started in a child's pose, and this is going to be a really beautiful practice to do inside on maybe a rainy day or a day where it's feeling a little bit chilly. You might want to pop some extra layers on. Recently I've been thinking a lot about our practice outdoors and how it gets a little bit more difficult to practice outdoors when the weather gets a little bit colder. So you're also going to get in the background of the video hopefully some of the noise of the rain as we practice, which I find really relaxing when I'm practicing, so I hope you do too. So as I said, we're going to get started in a child's pose. You might want to grab hold of any props, anything that you might need. A bolster or a big pillow would be super good for the end of practice if you do want one or you have one. So just starting off in a narrow leg, so taking the knees together, coming down and just reaching those arms out long, resting the head down towards the mats. And just closing down through the eyes. And as we start practice today, taking a couple of rocks side to side. So we're allowing that movement in, allowing us to just start to ease into the stretch. So already just starting to notice here that long line from the fingertips all the way down through the arms up into the shoulders. And also starting to notice that breath. So we might want to just take a second to scan over the body and notice if there's any tension anywhere. Is there anywhere that feels a little bit tight? So just checking in, being aware. So you might still be rocking. You've just got that gentle movement easing you in. Just taking a releasing breath, so breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really feeling any of that tension dissipate. So just noticing where it may be on the inhale, finding that release on the exhale. Now, option to stay here. So if you've still got that movement going, it might be that you just stay where you are, you find stillness. Or the second option is to just lift up the head and come onto the fingertips and just work both of those fingertips over towards the right, taking both arms over towards the right. Slightly deeper stretch, you can stay up on those fingertips, keeping the head lifted. Or if it feels good, you might release down, take the forehead down to the mat. So starting to stretch through the side body, just noticing that opening happening through the left side. So all the way from the fingertips down through the hand, through the arm, down into the shoulder and then the torso. Feeling that body just starting to crack open. Taking just one more inhale here. Exhale if you've got the head down, just lifting up. If you're in center, just staying there. Walking those hands back through center and then over towards the left. And again, either staying up on those fingertips, keeping the head up, slightly deeper stretch, or just drawing those hands slightly nearer towards you, releasing that forehead down towards the mat. So whichever one is calling for you, it's your practice. This time noticing that opening on the right hand side of the body. Taking just one more inhale here. Exhale, starting to lift up. If you've got the head down, coming back onto fingertips, walking back through center. If you're still in center and you're not up on the fingertips, just coming up onto them. And as we inhale, just waving that body towards an all fours position, taking the hands down, moving the knees hip width apart, and starting to just take some cat-cow. So as we inhale, dropping that belly down, lifting the head up, taking that gaze, drishti forwards. Exhale, we round through that back. Allow the head to hang heavy. So just taking two more of these. Inhale to come up. Exhale to round, really creating that doming shape with the back. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling, really making the movement last as long as your breath. And then starting to come back to neutral. It's going to rock the body forwards, coming down towards the belly. And taking these hands out, so a little bit wider than the mat, staying up on the fingertips. And the next inhale that we find, just lifting up through the chest, starting to straighten through the arms. So they don't have to be completely straight, just an idea of where they're going, taking that gaze forwards. And we're going to take a little pause here. You might just want to shimmy the feet a little bit wider than hip distance so you've got some space for the hips. But just pausing here, noticing that breath. Inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale. Exhale, release down. Take those hands either side of the body and just take a wiggle through fingertips, through toes, maybe through the ankles, through the wrists. And then using those hands to gently press you back up. Coming down onto the bum and taking the legs out. So we're going to come in to a wide leg forward fold. So just taking both legs out. Taking a nice flex of the feet. And even before we come into that forward fold, just taking a side stretch. So taking that left hand down to the outside of the left ankle. So we inhale, peeling that right arm up and over. Taking the gaze and really rotating the chest up towards the sky as we come down towards the leg. Option to take that right hand down and maybe grab hold of the left toe. And if you've got that bind, really trying to take that gaze up towards the sky. So we're opening through the side body, but also through the chest, through the heart space. Inhaling here. Exhale, gently releasing, peeling back up. Just taking a breath here and then coming to the other side. So right hand coming down behind the right ankle. Inhale, left arm peels up towards the sky. Exhale, taking it down into that stretch, maybe grabbing hold of the big toe. Again, rotating that chest up towards the sky. Drishti gaze up as well. Inhaling here. And exhale, slowly start to peel up. And as we rise, we're going to take this right foot in towards the left thigh. So coming towards a position where you would be in Janu Shasana. Instead of folding over the left leg though, over the straight leg, we're going to fold forwards. So as we inhale, just drawing those arms up above the head. Taking a nice big stretch. Exhale, bring those hands down through heart center and Jali Mudra. As they come down, fingertips just finding the mat and then slowly starting to walk those fingertips forwards. So we want to keep the back nice and straight here. So instead of collapsing, just coming down just as far as you can with the back nice and straight, using those hands for support. Keeping the foot flex, so everything's active here. We're working into the muscle. Big inhale. So peeling up. And then as we arrive here, just taking this right knee up, we're going to take the right foot to the outside of the left knee. So coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, taking right hand behind us, we inhale, sweep that left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, either finding a hug of that right knee or finding elbow to the outside, coming into that twist. So we inhale, find that length. Exhale, maybe taking that drishti gaze behind you as we twist. Inhaling here. And exhaling, gently release. Coming back round, you might take a small counter twist, so both hands just over to the left, pushing down in towards the mat. And then we're going to take that right knee down on top of the left. So the foot kind of comes towards the glutes, towards the thigh. Really flexing that left foot still. And from here, inhaling, lifting through the chest as we exhale, taking a small forward fold. Using the hands to support you here. So this one can be really intense through the hamstrings, through the back of the legs. So only going as far as feels comfortable. Inhaling. And exhaling. Slowly starting to peel back up. And coming to work that other side. So just untangling, uncrossing that right leg. And then taking this left foot, so sole of the left foot, in towards the right thigh. Again, this Janu Shasana variation, but with a forward fold. So instead of folding over the right leg, we're folding forward. So inhale, draw those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down through heart center and Jali Mudra, and then we start to find that forward fold. Just using those hands to help you. Just inching forwards, keeping that back nice and straight. Staying with the breath here. Taking an inhale. Exhale, slowly walking fingertips back. As we arrive, taking that left knee up. So the left foot is going to cross to the outside of the right knee this time. Again, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So left hand comes behind us. We inhale, sweep that right arm up towards the sky, taking the gaze, drishti up towards the hand. As we exhale, either finding a hug of that knee or taking an elbow to the outside. Inhale, breathing in, finding that length through the torso. Exhale, finding that twist. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, find the release. Slowly coming round, taking both hands over towards the right hand side, pushing down, just a small counter twist. And then taking that left knee down on top of the right foot, comes a little nearer towards you, flexing through that right foot. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, slowly folding forwards. Again, this one can be really intense. It's a half Gomukhasana, so just being wary. Just noticing where the body feels comfortable stopping, finding that sweet spot. Noticing those sensations through the back of the leg. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly peel the body back. And again, untangling those legs. Taking them nice and wide. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So just taking a pause, finding that length, maybe taking hands to the belly for just a second, flexing through the feet. So we inhale again, drawing those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down, Anjali Mudra, slowly starting to fold that torso down already. Keeping the back nice and straight and then taking those hands down for support as soon as you need them. So keeping that gaze forwards, keeping the feet flexed. We don't want to lock out the knees here though. So if the knees feel like they're locking, you might want to move the feet slightly further in, or you might want to take a block or a cushion underneath the knees for some supports. Depending on where you are, you might be coming down all the way towards the floor, so you might find a block underneath the head for that support as well. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, really slowly peeling out. Just patting those hands back towards you. Taking those legs together, and we're going to scooch round. And we're going to finish off in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So option to take a heart opening here as well. So if you want to, you can take a bolster behind you or a block. But we're going to take soles of the feet together and then slowly start to lower the back down. So taking those hands onto the belly, just taking a wiggle through the shoulders. So asking yourself here, if I could be just 10% more comfortable, what would I do? So maybe it's a final wiggle, maybe it's an extra layer, grabbing hold of a blanket, a pillow, whatever it may be. Allow yourself to find the right spot. Now we've worked a lot through hip opening through today's practice. So we started off with that narrow leg child's pose. We're now in this open hip variation. So your offerings here, if this is still feeling like it's a bit too much, you can prop blocks underneath your knees or pillows, or option to come into restorative rest. So actually taking the feet wider than the mat and dropping the knees together. So just making a decision, maybe trying both, noticing which feels more comfortable. So again, taking that final wiggle, getting comfy. Really allowing the body to sink down towards the mat. And just coming back towards that breath. So just noticing the breath here. Rise and fall of the diaphragm, the belly. And just starting again to bring the attention to the body. So noticing if there's any tension anywhere still. How does the body feel compared to the start of practice? Being aware that it might feel exactly the same. There may not have been any changes. But as we lie here, as we pause, just checking in. Just noticing. And allowing that breath to move through the body freely. So that prana, that energy, just sending the breath to where it needs to go. So if there are any spots of tension, just sending that breath to that area. And as we breathe, inhaling, just noticing. As we exhale, just letting go of that tension. So feeling it dissipate. Taking another releasing breath, breathing in. Exhaling out through the mouth, letting out a big sigh. So allowing that sigh to be loud. And then wherever you are, ever so gently just starting to move fingertips and toes again. And allowing the body to go into any movement that feels comfortable. So if you've still got the legs out, Supta Baddha Konasana, just using the hands to help you draw those knees together quickly. So allowing everything to be slow. You might draw those knees in towards the chest, just taking a rock side to side, noticing the spine against the mat or against the floor. So just coming back to gentle movement, anything here that feels intuitive, so it's your practice, whatever feels like the right movement to take. Maybe it's a stretch overhead. And then when you're ready, just gently starting to rock back up towards seated, maybe using those hands to help you, keeping the eyes closed. And just taking hands on the chest, so one hand on the chest, the other hand on top. And just taking a moment of gratitude. So a moment to say thank you for taking the time to practice. So saying thank you to yourselves. And then maybe also dedicating this practice to someone. Someone special, someone you're grateful for. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, releasing those hands, gently fluttering open those eyes.